Hey, welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And I'm thrilled to be joined by the author of a new book, Leadership Language, Using Authentic Communication to Drive Results. Thrilled to be joined by Chris Westfall. Chris, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So you are the U.S. National Elevator Pitch Champion, and once again, the author of the new book, Leadership Language, Using Authentic Communication to Drive Results. And I guess what I want to get into, and one of the lessons that I discovered from reading your book, a fantastic read, is that leaders who can't communicate, 69% of team leaders are uncomfortable talking to employees, which is fascinating. Chris, tell us a little bit about the research that went into this book.
Shalom, that statistic that you're quoting is from the Harvard Business Review, and over two-thirds of managers are uncomfortable talking to employees for any reason. And that statistic to me was shocking. And of course, the number changes if it's a corrective conversation or something that could be a little bit more difficult than just a daily communication. But that statistic points to the reason why I wrote Leadership Language, because communication is the number one skill in business. And if you're not able to have the conversations that you need, how do you get the results that you want? Leadership Language shows you the only language you need to know to change your results and to inspire others to bring your vision to life.
Wow. And Chris, that's one statistic, but in the book and certainly in a 2018 report from the Economist Intelligence Unit, it also talks about how over half of respondents to a question say that poor communication ramps up stress, and for 44%, it delays or derails projects, and for 18%, it results in lost sales, sometimes to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So lack of communication really has a major, major impact in business. Chris, as we get into this, I want to understand a little bit more about you. I mentioned one of your many, many accolades, but tell us your story and what led you to writing this fantastic, fantastic book.
Well, as you mentioned before, a few years back, I was recognized as the U.S. National Elevator Pitch Champion, and leveraging that recognition has allowed me to be the publisher now of 7 books, and this Leadership Language is my latest one. I've also helped to coach my clients onto Shark Tank, Dragon's Den in Canada, Shark Tank Australia. I've been a part of launching over 4 dozen businesses, creating hundreds of jobs, and raising, I think, nearly $60 million in capital so far and counting. So my focus in my platform and in my career is on helping people to bring their stories to life, whether they're going in front of, Mark Cuban and Mr. Wonderful, or simply in front of the partners and employees that can make a powerful difference. And making that difference relies on powerful communication skills. So
It sure does.
Why did I write Leadership Language? Really, it was to kind of step outside of the elevator and to help people to change the conversation, even if they wanted to take the stairs.
So you certainly challenged yourself as well as all of your readers in the book. So, Chris, as much as I love talking about challenges, I also love talking about solutions. And in the book, obviously, you talk about new ways to connect with people that invite innovation and new outcomes. Can you share just a very, very brief sneak peek at one of those tips and one of those lessons that you've learned and that you share with your readers?
Very quickly, I advocate the use of something called you language. And if you think about it, you is the second person, right? I mean, I, me, my, that's first person. You is the second person. And when you make the second person first, as a leader, you begin looking in the direction of impact and in the direction of the success for the people who surround you. That's the key to you language and changing the conversation.
Oh, fantastic. Wow. And in the book also, obviously, you talk about how to discover your blind spots by thinking like an investor, and why sometimes in communication the simplest message is the strongest. So once again, Chris Westfall, the U.S. National Elevator Pitch Champion. What a fantastic message, and I do hope that all of our listeners will find your book. Once again, the book is called Leadership Language, Using Authentic Communication to Drive Results. But Chris, you have quite a story yourself. How can people learn more about you and learn more about the book?
Well, the first place that I'd point them to is my YouTube channel. Shalom, I have over 2 million video views, and that's youtube.com/Westfall Westfall Online, a number of resources on confidence, communication, leadership, and more. So check out my YouTube channel. My website is westfallonline.com. And of course, you can find the book on Amazon and wherever fine books are sold.
That's right. Well, westfallonline.com and that YouTube page, youtube.com/Westfall Online. Lots of great tips and something that is relevant truly to everybody out there. Chris Westfall, thank you so much for joining us on the program, and be sure to check in with us. So we hear, I have a hunch that there will be more books to follow.
Shalom. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Well, once again, you are listening to the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Coming up after the break, I'm going to be chatting with Rebecca Bloomfield from Jerry Pearlstein and Associates. We're going to be talking about health insurance coverage, open enrollment. Believe it or not, we are approaching the end of the year, and that means people are starting to think ahead, or hopefully they should be thinking ahead. We're going to talk about all of those options and all of those solutions when we come back after this very, very quick break with the expert in the world of insurance, Rebecca Bloomfield. That's coming up in just a moment. Once again, you can check out my website, shalomklein.com, to get a sneak peek of who will be on in future weeks in the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And you can purchase a copy of the book, Get Down to Business, on that site as well. We'll be right back after this very quick break.
Karis is a